Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to MSI, Music Scene Investigation. Glad to have you with us today. A beautiful day in southern Alabama or lower LA, however you want to look at that. You can tell by my tan, I have indeed been outside today. Happy to say I have. Welcome once again. If you're not familiar with Music Scene Investigation, what we do here is we take and promote and review music by independent artists from around the world. And how do you, as an independent artist, become part of that? Very simple. Go to musicsceneinvestigation.com and find that Submit a Song link at the top of the page. Click on it, sign up, submit your music, and every week we pull 3 random selections out of everything that's been submitted since our show went on the air back in January 2011. And if we haven't played it, we'll bring it on the show and let our panel of experts offer their reviews. These reviews are not the touchy-feely reviews that you mostly see on trade magazines like Rolling Stone, whatever. You know, they don't know what they're talking about. If you want a review you can use, come to Music Scene Investigation. That's what we do. Now, every week we have 3 panelists, 2 in-house panelists and a guest panelist. Our in-house panelists are experts in their own right from New York City. Tom Chianti, recording engineer of, my God, 20, 30 some odd years, and he knows what he's talking about. He's worked with some of the big names in the industry. Tom, how are you, sir?
I'm being crushed by all the large names I've worked with.
I was going to say Celine Dion, Michael Jackson, Gloria Estefan, Busta Rhymes, some of the names.
John Cicada.
Yeah, just
Mr. Lopez, yeah. Maya.
We're not going to drop them all because we want you to
Mandy
be around
Moore,
for a couple of more days.
Rockwilder. You want me to keep going?
No, that's quite all right. That's quite all right. We're glad you're with us, Tom, as always.
I'm in my big head uniform.
I can see that. I can see that, you know, just another floating head in outer space. Thanks for being here, Tom. Appreciate it.
My pleasure.
From London, England, Ian Husbands is with us. Ian is an artist. He's a musician, a producer, an author. The guy is also a dad. And I know that that's something he really looks forward to, getting up in the morning or in the middle of the night, changing diapers and things like that. How you doing, Ian?
It's been a tough week for sleep. 6-month-old little girl is, you know, liking to keep me up. As I said to my wife, when I was 21, I didn't mind women keeping me up all night. When it's your daughter at this age, it's a different story.
Well, that's one of the hazards.
But there's much more love.
But you know what they say, being a parent, just like being married, is a choice. And that's all I'm saying about that.
It is. It is. You're very correct.
You got to live with it. You live with your choices.
And just if we're name dropping, I'd just like to say that, you know, I've worked with Tom Chianti. What more needs to be said?
Well, I forgot to put your name in the list, Ian. I beg your forgiveness.
No. I'm not as great as you, Tom. You know, I'm humbled in your presence, sir.
All right. Well, there you have it. Our in-house panelist. Our guest panelist today has been on the show once before, back in October of last year. We're happy to have her with us again. Taylor Van Arsdale. She's been in the business a while. She started out with the Guitar Center at the Guitar Center in Hollywood, to name where she, you know, dropping names with Taylor Van Arsdale, very easy to do. She's met some of the guys and the groups, I should say, Poison, Eddie Van Halen and the guys, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm just going to say that. She's also worked in television, believe it or not, HBO, NBC, and then she's moved on to Tailfish Productions and PR, where she now represents a lot of people in the music industry. Some of these people we know. They've been on the show. Some of the people we know by reputation as well. Taylor, thanks for being here. Glad to have you back with us again.
Thank you so much for having me. It's great to be here.
Now, I didn't drop any of the names of the people and groups you're currently working with, because I know this list it grows.
Yes, it's not inclusive, that's for sure. I will plug a couple people, if I may.
Oh, yes, please.
First, I want to say that Bill Hemp of Dymaxion Vehicle just won at the AMAs for Best Electronic Artist for his work on his last CD, which is called Redesign, Fun and Strobes. And my other client, Spaceship Days, who you guys know really well, they won for Best Pop Artist at the AMAs. And Mimi Page, my client Mimi Page, is actually on tour right now. Tomorrow night, she plays at the Mercury Lounge in New York City, opening for Choir of Young Believers. She's also taking dates and opening for Jefferson Starship. My other client, Hillbilly Herald, they are going on tour with Slash. So that's a really big deal. They were just at the Viper Room last night. And Canto, a new band who will blow you guys away, they are playing at the House of Blues tonight. So anybody in Los Angeles should come on down to that show because it's going to be a really good time. And they are they're slated to kind of be the new up-and-coming band. They've been working with Brian Karlstrom, who was the multi-platinum record producer for The Offspring and Alice in Chains. So they're doing really, really well. We're expecting a huge turnout tonight.
Well, awesome. It sounds like you've been incredibly busy. And, I think that's great. I mean, obviously, in today's economy, I think that we're seeing the indie scene really picking up a lot of steam. And I think that's a good thing for the indie scene. I don't know what it says about the economy, but I think that, things can only get better from here. And, one of the things I wanted to mention, you've already mentioned it, was about Spaceship Days and the AMA. You did mention Mimi Page, which I thought was very cool because she was on Butterflies Radio here a couple of weeks ago, I believe, on Twitter Tuesday Live, and I had the opportunity to tune in and listen to that. And, wow, how did you land her? What an artist.
She's amazing. How did I land her? Wow, that's a good story. I was actually doing some PR for Indie 103.1 radio station back when Jason Urbanzik was there. And, being on his page, I happened to see some of the artists. I'd listened to her and I'd heard her and I really liked her. And then the day that she was in the studio, I wasn't able to be there. So I didn't meet her that day. And then I met her another day when some other band was in and she happened to come in. And I was just like, oh my God, you're Mimi Page. I love you. And I would dying to work with you. Who's doing your PR? And she said, nobody. And we talked and we met, and she's just been a really great client and a dear friend, and I think she is phenomenal. She's awesome.
No, she really is, and just want to let everybody know, if you have not had the opportunity to hear Mimi Page, or for that matter, Spaceship Days and the other groups that Taylor has mentioned, please do. Taylor, where can they find these guys you're representing at? I know probably iTunes is the first place to stop.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's start from the top. So Bill Hemp of Dymaxion Vehicle has a website. It's dymaxionvehicle.com. Mimi Page is mimipage.com. Hillbilly Herald is hillbillyherald.com. Canto, people will have to go through me because they are an emerging band and we don't even have a website designed and up for them yet. And then who else did I mention? Spaceship Days, of course, has their own website, spaceshipdays.com. And Sweet Davis has sweetdavis.com. I'm just trying to. I mean, they all have their own internet sites, except for Canto.
Now, let me ask you this: from a PR perspective, do you recommend that a group, a band, or an indie artist, when they go out and create their internet presence, do you recommend that they go out and get a domain name that reflects them, such as Spaceship Days has spaceshipdays.com, Mimi Page, mimipage.com. Is that what you recommend and tell them to do, get something as close to what their name is as possible?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, some bands can't, Canto is already taken. So, we're looking at domains for them now for like cantomusic.com or whatnot. But yeah, I absolutely tell people you need to have a website because you are the brand. The client is the brand.
And so, I assume the same thing is true for social media, Twitter, Facebook, and so forth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I recommend that to all my clients do that if they haven't already. I mean, most of them have, so it's not, usually an issue, but on some bands, and every client's different. Every campaign is different. I mean, Canto is a young band. They need a lot of help because they're just starting out. Mimi Page is more established. She needs more press and radio. Different clients need different things. So it really depends on the campaign that I do is tailored to fit the client.
Okay. Now, give us an example. You know, with these young bands, kind of like I guess a PR 101. When you get someone who's signing up with you who's never had PR, just getting into this kind of thing. The reason I'm asking this is, you know, a lot of the people who watch music scene investigation have probably never even thought of PR. They've never gone through and maybe even gone out and tried to work their own PR. So how about in a 30-second, 45-second, a PR 101 for these guys, you know? I'm assuming at the end of the PR 101, it's going to be dial up, you know, Tailfish and talk to Taylor. But, you know, I just want to make sure that you give them a little lead.
Okay, so PR 101, I like, because I had such a lengthy film background, I like to think of it like this. It's easy when you put it in this term. When you make a movie, when you shoot a film, and then you wrap production and you get the film totally done, you budget for something called post-production. Post-production is like everything you have to do to the film to make it look ready. And a lot of people understand that. So PR is sort of like that. If you can think of budgeting, your album, your CD, your everything that you're spending money on, if you make sure that you have more than like half of that budget should be slated for PR, you can roll out a campaign. You can launch yourself without a full CD. If you have the money to put into PR and you can spend it, you can do Newswire, you can do all these services, but they're costly. So I think that the first thing I would say in PR 101 is save your money, spend it wisely. Don't blow your load all on your CD. Do you know what I mean? Like have enough for your marketing campaign, because that's really important. So that would be the first step in 101. And then the second, of course, to call me.
Well, there's a lot to be said about that, because, I mean, you can try to do it yourself, but then you're going to be spending more time trying to find out who the proper points of contact are. And the best thing to do in that case is deal with someone like you who already know all the people, who already know how to get in those doors, right?
Well, you know, this is a really good thing. This is a good point, because my band Canto that I'm working with right now, for example, they're a young band. They're 15, 16, and 18 years old, the three brothers. And their mother and I are talking about a lot of things on their campaign. And she called me and she said, Taylor, I've been looking to try and get these discs made, and I don't know where to go. And I said, you call me. And I had her discs done for her in, you know, because we remastered some of the we remastered the whole CD for them. That was part of what we were doing with this particular band. So I got her the place to get the CDs, you know, the cost effective. We had them within 4 days. Everything was just done, reprinted, and sent out and shipped to her so that she had them ready to go.
Yeah, so the idea behind PR is not only public relations and getting the radio interviews, you know, the trade interviews and things like that. It's also to make the life of the artist easier. Allow them to do what they do, which is be creative and not have to have the headaches of getting CDs made and things like that.
Exactly. And, you know, in some respects, it's quasi-managing the client. I mean, you know, with Dymaxion and Spaceship Days, I'm managing those bands right now because I'm doing a lot more for them, and they don't have managers per se. Spaceship Days, I just got them a deal. I sold one of their songs to a film coming out. It's, oh my gosh, and I should plug this company. It's called Sweet, oh my gosh, I'm blanking out on the name of the movie. But it's coming out on
Sweet April. Jesus.
No, it is not. That's not the name of it. It is Sweet. Oh my gosh, I can't think of the name of this. I'm blanking out.
Sweet. Well, Sweet.
If you go to their website, they are having a premiere and they're walking the red carpet on April, I think it's the 12th or 24th. Anyway, their dates are all there. So that was what I was scrambling for, by the way, when I was trying to get ready, is trying to find the dates for this thing so I could plug them.
Well, that's quite all right. It's quite, you know, there's a lot on your plate. We understand this. And, you know, we definitely hope it only gets busier for you, which I think it will, by the way. Now, from a PR perspective, you have new groups, new bands, new artists, and you have those who, like Mimi Page, have been out this a while.
Well, yeah, but just so you know, I mean, with Mimi Page, and I don't mean to interrupt you, but like, you know, she's established in a sense, but we're still, you know, it's a struggle to get press for her sometimes. It's a struggle to get the big name national news lines to recognize her.
And that's exactly what I was going to ask you. When you have someone who's been established, but maybe not necessarily from a PR perspective, what is the most difficult thing? I mean, they've got a fan base built up. What's the most difficult thing about it?
Sorry, my fault.
That's okay. I was like, that's Spaceship Days, so it's all good.
I was trying to find this date for you, or this company for you.
Yeah, it's on their Facebook page. It should be on their Facebook page.
I can't go there.
Okay, sorry. I will find it. When we listen to the music, I'll find it, I promise you. So the question was, what's the most difficult thing? Getting press to return phone calls. You know, I call people a lot during the day. I email them. Sometimes I get emails back. Sometimes they promise me they're going to do a story and then they don't do it or they don't run it. You know, that's the hard part. And I get it because I was a managing editor for 2 magazines, and I'm actually managing editing another magazine right now. And I understand. Sometimes you say things to a publicist because you want to do it, but then you don't have the space or you can't run it or an ad comes in. And, you know, that's beyond anybody's control and not necessarily the fault of the editor or the person that you're working with at the magazine either. So.
Right. Now, I understand completely. And by the way, I know I might have mentioned this earlier. Great work with the guys at Spaceship Days, and you know, that whole AMA thing. You know, like you said, we know those guys. We're especially fond of them. You know, having been on MSI, and you know, next time you see them, please give them a pat on the back from us.
I will. They are the greatest guys, and I finally met Chuck when he came out. I mean, we've been, you know, talking via text or telephone or whatever, and I finally meeting him in person. It was like so weird, and everybody was together, and I had like clients out there. And I also want to say Dave Peychaud is one of my clients. He's a jazz client, and he is amazing. He was nominated. He was one of the top 5 finalists, so he was nominated for the jazz category as well.
Well, congratulations to him as well. Ian, I know you had a question there real quick.
Two things quickly, Taylor. First thing is, last time you came on, you promised us you were going to do the show laying across the bed in not much wear for Rich's pleasure.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Which, you know, you're not doing. I mean, come on. And that's a bit more provocative. That's better. And secondly, how do you feel?
Is that all right?
Oh, I'm wearing fishnet also.
Are you?
And secondly, you were a close second in our best guest of the year, 2011. How do you feel about that?
Well, I want to know who was the whore that won. I'm sorry, but like that guy.
That was Paul Miro.
I mean, I'd never heard of that guy. You know, he just like slammed in there and just like surpassed everybody. And I was like, okay, well, there you go. That's it. But I felt like I was a close second, so, you know, I guess that's better than being a close third or whatever, or nothing. So, yeah, it's all good.
You've done well. I mean, that was off for one appearance, and Paul's been on 4 times probably over last year. So you've done well.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It was actually, honestly, and all seriousness, it was really fun. I didn't even realize I'd been nominated, and it was totally fun. And, you know, to get in there and be like, wow, you know, like, you know, just getting all these votes from people and stuff. And I just didn't realize that I'd had such an impact on everybody. So I want to thank all your great fans for voting for me. And, you know, hopefully next time, you know, maybe I'll have to take some more clothes off to get that #1 slot.
Well, we you know, all in good fun. Nobody has to do that to win the competition, and you don't have to stay on the bed either. But you know, Rich
is getting flustered now.
Yeah, exactly. But we are here for a reason, and obviously. Yes, Tom.
If I may mention one thing. You had which act you have performing at Mercury Lounge?
Mimi Page.
I recommend you go see her, Tom, if you get the chance.
No, I have done sound at Mercury Lounge. I've done it for a couple of bands, and for Alana's band, I had done it, and they've got a great sound system there.
Oh, well, if you know anybody in the area and you can direct them over there, I'm telling all my New York friends to get their butts down to the Mercury Lounge tomorrow night because that's going to be a great show. She's the opening act, and first of all, you've heard her, so you know she's awesome and she totally rocks. Yeah. But if you know anybody who can help us out, we are, I've got a guy from the New York Post that I've been trying to get to do like a blurb for. Anybody that you can, direct me to would be great help. I would so appreciate it.
As soon as they let them out of the home, I'll send them right out of there.
And I know he will, too, but he's got to get him out of the home first. And speaking of getting out of the home and out on the dance floor and all that good stuff, we are here for a reason. The reason is to review some music. So why don't we go ahead and get to that if we can. Like I say, we've got some great stuff coming up right here. And want to have you guys go ahead and listen to track number 1 as we play it for everybody else out here on today's MSI. So please enjoy the first song on today's MSI. Hello everyone, Rich Wildman here. Sorry to interrupt the show. However, here at MSI, we take our integrity very seriously, and it's been brought to our attention that the song that would normally appear in this portion of the video was submitted in violation of copyright, and to that end we have pulled that song. The song was called Speak Slow, and we found out that it is copywritten by a duo, Tegan and Sarah. We apologize to them for the inadvertent insertion of that song in the live broadcast, and again have subsequently pulled it from the recorded broadcast and replaced it with this video you're seeing now. We apologize to our audience as well. We in no way intend to ever have music that is copywritten by someone else other than the artist who submits it appear on the show. And they, by submitting that music, do state very emphatically that they own the copyright themselves. In this case, one got biased. Again, we apologize for that, and we'll do our darndest to make sure it doesn't happen again. Again, our apologies to Tegan and Sarah and to you, the audience. The song was voted Song of the Week. It has since been redacted and has been replaced with a subsequent selection from the other 2 items that you'll be hearing throughout the rest of the show. So sit back and enjoy, and you'll hear the song at the end of the show, which would normally have been the song here, with that replacement selection as well. Again, our apologies. Enjoy the rest of the show. Sorry, there is song number 1 on today's MSI. Now, I got to apologize. I was talking with Taylor on the other line, and she was having some problems hearing that particular track. Taylor, have you been able to hear it or not?
I think so. It's like a heavy metal sort of sound, yes?
No, it's not really a heavy metal. That song, song number 1, isn't.
Is it an instrumental?
No, what you're hearing is our theme.
That's what I thought.
And now on the right-hand side of the screen, scroll all the way down to the bottom.
I did.
And do you see a button down there that says Panelist Broadcast Page?
Your personal habit. That's true.
Hold on a second. Let me look. Sorry.
Sure.
Welcome to today's show. We're happy you're with us.
Now you're actually.
We can actually hear the show, so you got to mute.
Now what she's doing is she's listening to a recording of the show.
Okay.
So,
I hit the stop on that. Okay. So I am on Arcadium. Do I hit play where it says listen to on
Nope. Nope. Scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page.
No, I got it. Is this it?
Nope. That's not it.
Okay.
Okay, up at the top of the page, where do you see where it says home? Upper left. Click on that.
Okay.
And then once that page loads, scroll all the way to the bottom of the page.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, no problem.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Okay.
And then over on the left-hand side, you should have some. You have to be signed in to see these buttons.
I am.
But you should be.
Welcome, Tailfish.
You should see down below that. You should see a button that says Panelist Broadcast Page.
Yes.
And you click on that.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to take you to the page.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And then song number 1 is the one you're wanting to listen to. And what I'm going to do while you listen to that is I'm going to mute you and take and talk to Ian and Tom, and I'll come back and talk to you in just a second, okay? Now, Ian and Tom, I want to find out from you guys what you thought of song number 1. Let's start with Ian. Ian, your thoughts?
You know what? I want to like this song. It's very well done. It's quite catchy. It's quite hooky. But I just can't. Something about it's not clicking for me. I mean, it's very well mixed. The drums sound good. I thought the overall mix was a little bit toppy, and I thought it could do with a bit more space. Everything seemed to be on top of each other and competing for space. But the vocals were sat nicely, good use of harmonies, catchy melody, hooky sort of chorusy bit. But I just didn't like it. It's one of them songs that I think, it is commercial. It's very poppy. It's got that sort of poppy punk feel to it, which is quite current. But I did find the voice a little whiny, and that annoyed me a little bit. I don't do whiny vocals, not in male vocals, and especially not in female vocals. So yeah, I don't know. It just something for me wasn't clicking. Well produced, very well mixed, good guitar sounds and everything, but I just couldn't like it.
All right. Well, understandable. Understandable. Appreciate your thoughts. Let's find out from Tom what he thought. Tom, what do you think of song number 1?
I agree with a lot of what Ian had said. I did not like the ending. It's too much like my endings. It's a cold ending. It's what they call it in the business. It's a dead stop. Mm-hmm. I think the guitars took up too much space, and I think there was some distortion that was not meant to be there in a couple of places. I think if they mastered it or mixed it, they went a little too bit over the top. The mix was good, but it could have been a lot better. Like Ian said, everything was competing for space. The vocal sound could have been a lot better. One thing, when everything broke down, I would have liked to have heard just one voice, a little bit more intimate. I think that would have helped to really change the dynamics of the song, where it broke down, where you could get a very sexy, intimate, or even, keep the same attitude going, but just one voice to really break it down and slam back in. There was a good drum sound. My main problem with the song was that it needs a remix or a remaster, but I don't think a remastering would help. I think they need to take time. I know, again, with a lot of the independent groups, there's time versus money, and a lot of decisions, last-minute decisions, have to be made in the studio, and it's kind of tough to call the long shot on a short sight, So overall, I'd give this more in the positive side than in the negative side, but it's a close one.
All right. I appreciate that, Tom. Thank you. And I know Taylor has had a chance to hear this song because it's not a very long song, as everybody knows. Taylor, what do you think of song number 1?
Well, it's funny. It's got that kind of girly rock 80s vibe to it. It reminded me of like that song Hey Mickey, or something like Lena Lovitch, but not like as good as Lena Lovitch, you know what I mean? It had that sort of bibbity-boppity kind of like do-do-do-do-do vibe to it. I thought that, as a song, it's okay. What really does it for me is like if the song is hooky, if it's catchy. I didn't feel like the melody line was catchy, and I felt like it was kind of repetitive, and the guitars just seemed to repeat the same thing over and over again. So, it was all right. I wouldn't turn it off if it was on the radio, but I also don't think I'd go out and buy it,
All right. Well, I appreciate that, Taylor. And let me introduce the song to everyone and let them know exactly what it was as well. The The song is called Speak Slow by Little L1 with Speak Slow. So appreciate that, and those guys for sending it in to us. Now, Ian, anytime you do that, it scares me.
What?
You're sitting
what
there.
am I doing?
You're sitting there. It looks like you're trying to get my attention with the thumbs up. So.
No, I've got a pen in my hands. I'm just sort of twiddling with a pen. Okay. But I mean, as soon as you come over to me, I mean, just to say, BHG 3000 in the chat is saying Taylor is kind of hot in those librarian glasses.
Oh, there you go. Should have been here earlier, BHG. I'm telling you. So
was I moderately hot before, but now I'm kind of hot? Like, what was it like? You know,
there's
like.
Yeah, it's the hot scale. You know.
It's just a thermometer, of course. You know.
Since we're talking about this, Taylor, I have to say this: every time I see you, I forget how beautiful you really are.
Oh, and you guys are so sweet.
No, it's a personal thing, and the glasses add to the aura of everything. Those are very nice glasses.
All right. Calm down, Tom. Calm down.
I'll wear more often.
There you go. Now, oh my goodness, this is one of those shows that's going to get out of hand.
If we say take them off, we are not referring to the glasses.
No. Please, family show. All right, let's move on, everyone. I want to take the opportunity to thank our friends over at Butterflies Radio. We talked about them a little bit earlier. If you're an independent artist, want to get your music heard around the world, and don't have the courage yet to send it into MSI, you can always send it over to the guys at Butterflies Radio. Mark and Carol, I'm sure, would love to listen to it, and it should hopefully make the cut over there at Butterflies Radio, and be sure to tune in every Tuesday night for Twitter Tuesday Live. It's a great time, and as Taylor can attest, they have a lot of fun over there, and we appreciate them. Again, butterfliesradio.com. Now then, before we get totally out of hand, why don't we go ahead and listen to an...
We passed that.
I know.
We passed that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We did. Let's go ahead and take a listen to our second song on today's MSI. So here it is, everyone. Song number 2.
Like a shadow here today, gone tomorrow. You smother me with your sorrow. Something blue, something new, big or borrow. With the noise all around, you hang on tight with your disdain. But when my world is upside down, you let me go and feed my pain. You tell me in a whisper, can't believe my cool demeanor. You sell me a revolver in plain sight. I just might, just to please her. With the noise all around, you hang on tight with your disdain. And when my world is upside down, you let me go and feed my pain. When the noise is all around, you hang on tight with all your disdain. When my world is upside down, let me go. Feed my pain.
And song number 2 on MSI. There you have it, boys and girls, guys and gals. Hope you enjoyed that one. Let's go straight to Tom and find out what he thought of song number 2. Tom?
I liked it. It had a nice ambience to it. I thought the mix was a little too warm. I would have liked to hear a little bit more pop and snap. The vocal sound, I think, should have been drier, more up front. I mean, it was level-wise, it was okay, but more up front in the mix. You can place a vocal above the mix, below the mix, in the middle of the mix. You know, placement is very important. The guitars were spread nicely. Again, it's I don't want to say muffled, but I would have liked a lot more clarity in there, and definitely more space all around. I mean, his vocal, when it breaks down, should have been really in your face, and it wasn't. And the drum sounds were okay. It's well produced. The idea is good. I can remember, you know, Feel My Pain, you know, part of the song. So after a quick first listen, and I liked the way this one ended. Overall, a lot more on the plus side than the negative. But again, I wish it was a little bit more punchier and a little bit more space.
Gotcha. All right, Tom, thank you very much. Now for Taylor Van Arsdale's take on song number 2. Taylor, what do you think?
Well, I mean, you know, it's interesting. This is not the genre of stuff that I listen to, but I like this song better than the first one because I thought the melody line was more structurally solid. And I thought the guy's vocals were pretty good. And, you know, I'm not, you know, the theme of the song, Feel My Pain or whatever, you know, that is not necessarily appealing to me, but the song itself was. So, yeah, I think this song was pretty good overall.
All right. Appreciate that, Taylor. And finally, Ian, what are your thoughts on song number 2?
Well, this is my genre of music. I mean, this is what I listen to. This is what I write sometimes. This is what I've played in bands doing. And I took a lot of issue with this. It is a good song. There is a good song there. This is a demo. My biggest issue was that vocal. To start with his performance, Feel My Pain, I wasn't feeling it. Let's hear the angst in your voice, dude. I mean, you know, if you're going to do a sort of the Kurt Cobain, Puddle of Mud, Alice in Chains type thing, you can hear the emotion in their vocals. And this, to me, was far too smooth and far too nice in its approach. Again, I agree with Tom, far too much reverb on there, which made the vocals sit really badly in the mix. The instrumentation seemed to be mixed quite well, although I did find the drum sounds were a bit raw. And I felt overall the mix could have been a lot fatter. You know, when there's heavier guitars come in, I want to be hit by a wall of sound. That's what this music's about. Lack of harmonies, distinct lack of harmonies. Anyone notice that? You know, again, if you're going to sort of do grungy sort of stuff, listen to bands like Alice in Chains and listen to the harmonic work they do. Bring them in that chorus, real big harmonies spread out nicely, lots of layering going on. Yeah, I like the breakdown to the bass and the drums, like the bass line. There were some timing issues in there for certain. I don't know if this has been recorded by a band live or this is one guy tracking all of the bits and pieces up as he goes, but there were some definite timing issues, definitely on the guitars and on the drums. It really is the start of a good song, but it does need a lot of work. It's a good demo, get some production in there, and get a good mix and get that vocal performance. Let me make me feel your pain, man.
All right, thank you very much, Ian.
One thing Ian reminded me of.
Go ahead,
Taylor.
Oh, I was just going to say, well, I think that's why the Feel Your Pain line didn't work for me, because, you know, it wasn't, I didn't really feel his pain.
There you go.
There you have it.
Got
There
remote.
Yeah.
And my problem was with the bass. If you're going to have a bass-driven song with a bass line, the sound was definitely wrong. It should have been deeper, darker, bigger.
All right.
You know, and placed better. That's about it.
Okay, I appreciate those thoughts. The name of that band and the song itself, of course, Feed My Pain, rather. Erin Mason sent that in to us, and we appreciate the fact that Erin sent in Feed My Pain to Music Scene Investigation. Now, we do have a third song to go through, and we're going to hit that one right now. We'll let everybody know before we do that. I want to just remind, if you're an artist out there, want to send your music into Music Scene Investigation, please, for God's sake, keep it under 5 minutes, okay? The reason why I say that is we only got a certain amount of time to do this song, and if every song that's sent in is 10 minutes long, it's not going to happen. 5 minutes is the length. This one does go a little bit over 5 minutes, which is the reason why I say that. So just another friendly reminder to everyone, 5 minutes is the limit. And here it is, song number 3 on today's MSI.
It's just that she's the kind of girl who was born to make a man. To make a man sing the blues. Yeah, she's just that kind of girl. She was born to make a man sing the blues. You were born to lose. She make a man's blood boil at a distance of 1,000 yards. One whiff of her perfume, soft as the puppy, don't go hard, 'cause she's that kind of girl. Oh, yeah. She was born to make a man sing the blues. But right here on earth, so you can know whatever it was, you were born to lose. Men started taking this dangerous curve. Nowadays they get selected and they learn what they deserve. 'Cause yeah, just that kind of girl. Yeah, she was born to make a man sing the blues. to have money in the bank. Look what just left town. Used to have a good reputation. Look what just done got torn down. 'Cause, yeah, she's that kind of girl. Yeah, she was born to make a man sing the blues. She was born to make a man sing blues. Yeah, she's just that kind of girl. She was born to make a man sing the blues. Whatever it was, you were. Whatever it was, you were born to lose.
And there is song number 3 on today's MSI. Now then, let's go straight over to Taylor and find out what she thought. Taylor, what do you think about song number 3?
Well, honestly, I think it sounds like Tim Curry trying to do an impersonation of a blues singer singing a blues song. I don't know what to say. I like the musicianship is okay, but the song, the way he was singing it seems sort of tongue-in-cheek. Did anyone else feel like that, or is that just me?
Yeah,
I've actually written down here, is this a parody?
Okay, good. So it's not just me. All right.
No.
And also, I want you guys to know I took off my shirt, so that would help you guys think.
All right.
Excuse me, I have to get my defibrillator. I'll be right back.
Oh, goodness. So any other thoughts on song number 3, Taylor?
I thought the piano line was kind of cool. You know, a little jazzy piano line. That's really, yeah, I just didn't know what to make of that song at all. Like, I think it's kind of half a parody and half not, but I don't think he knows he's doing a parody of a blues song, which is kind of funny, but probably not where he wanted to go. But if he did want to do a parody, he could do a really good one.
All right. Well, there you have it. And Ian, what did you think of song number 3?
Sorry, I was just looking at the screen.
I really want to get that top vote. I really do.
Right, where do we start? Yeah, it's a cliche blues. Is it a parody? Is it not a parody? If it is a parody, I enjoyed the vocal delivery. If it's not a parody, I didn't enjoy the vocal delivery. It's kind of one of them. I was kind of lost as well. I mean, it's no wonder Taylor picked up on the piano. The piano did dominate the mix. And the solo was fantastic. But the rest of the stuff just did not groove with the rest of the song. It was simply dink, 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 dink all the way through. And it just didn't fit the groove of the rest of the blues track. Don't get me wrong. The instrumentation on this is fantastic. Good piano playing. Great blues guitar playing, great tone, great playing. I did feel that dominated the mix a little bit as well. And the other problem with the vocal was that it got lost too many times. And you couldn't quite make out if he was actually joking or not because you couldn't understand some of the lyrics. So yeah, it was a struggle. I wanted to like it. I mean, Randolph in the chat sort of said, "Is it a Bonzo Dog Doodah Band sort of cover or parody?" I don't. Do you guys know Bonzo Dog Doodah Band?
I do not.
But it sounds funny.
They done the famous song "He's Coming to Take Me Away," ha ha, hee hee, ha ho, to the funny farm.
Okay.
Yeah, that lot. So, yeah, I mean, it did have that. I mean, Yeah, good mix. Generally, it was nice and up front. I felt the snare was distant and got lost. The piano was dominating, the guitars were dominating, but tonally and everything like that, the mix was good. The vocal was lost, and I'm unsure whether this guy was taking the pee or not. So, and I got a bit bored towards the end. 5 minutes of a blues song is more than enough. I prefer blues songs to run to about 3.5 minutes, and then to change the genre of music, to be honest. But yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the fact that it was a longer blues song, it kind of made me sad.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point of the blues, I think, isn't it, Tom? What do you think?
This is really bluesy sad. It's really sad because the instrument playing is good. The only thing I would say is shoot that damn piano player. I got tired of him dominating the mix. That's the only reason. He played fine, but the vocal got lost, the bass got lost, the guitar sound was fine until the solo. The solo was fine. It needed a lot more separation. It sounds like this was a one take. Okay, guys, go for it. And that's it. All right, mix it. You know, one take, one shot, here we go. You know, like I said, the guys are good. And that's not represented in this song, whether a parody or not. All I could think in my head is if you handed this song to B.B. King, you would just love it.
Yeah, well, understood, Tom. I appreciate that. And for everybody, the name of that track, along with the group that did it, Just That Kind of Girl by Moonwolf Project. Moonwolf Project, Just That Kind of Girl. Appreciate that. Now, if they want to do this song for real, give me a call. I'll do the vocals for you. Now, I'm just saying, we're assuming it's a parody, but it may be a parody. Go ahead, Ian.
I was going to say your voice would be more than suited.
Well, we'll find out. Now,
I think he'd be more for Feed My Pain.
No. Now, I do want to ask all three of you a question before we get into the Song of the Week selection. Regards to airplay, are any of these songs or all of these songs suitable for play on MSI radio? What do you guys think?
Number one, yes. It's well produced. It's a cute, catchy song. Yeah, that should go on.
No,
yeah, number... oh, sorry.
Yeah, same way about number one, yes.
Okay, so y'all agree number one, was that it, Taylor?
Yeah, number one it could be played, absolutely.
Okay, thoughts on any of the other two?
Two, definitely.
Three. Yeah, two, whack two on.
I think...
Go ahead.
I don't know so much about two because I don't know if two... Well, yeah, I guess it could be, but it's, again, that's not really my genre, so I'd have to defer to the other guys on that. But, yeah, two could probably be played.
Okay, and then how about your thoughts on airplay for number three?
Edit 2 minutes out of the song and maybe.
Yeah, edit it down and make it a full parody, and then it could actually be cool.
And let Rich do the vocals.
Yes.
There you go. There you have it. So there's the song-related information. Now then, I guess it really comes down to you guys making a selection for Song of the Week. So I will leave you guys to that and decide what you want to do for a Song of the Week. So
before we do this, Rich, can I take a couple of seconds just to give a shout-out to Sam of Follow Music?
Absolutely. Who's
quite ill at the moment. She's gone back into hospital. You can read all about that on her blog, which I can't give you the details, I haven't got it at hand, but Sam's dropped us a tweet saying that she's too sick to get up to join us, but she's there in spirit. So quick shout out to Sam, and I hope she gets better soon.
Absolutely.
Are we talking about Sam from Valerie?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. It's really sad, and wishing her like the best of thoughts and to keep positive. She's a really sweet girl, super sweet girl.
Absolutely, she is, and definitely our thoughts and prayers go out to Sam, and but that still doesn't get you out of having to decide on a song of the week. So I'm going to let you guys. Yeah. You know, you can try what you want, and so go ahead. What do you think in the way of song of the week, guys and gal?
I think I'll. You know, I don't know. It's either one or two for me. I think I'm just going to vote.
Commit, Taylor. Commit. Come on.
Okay, I'm going to go with one.
Okay, so Taylor goes with one. Ian?
It's probably the song I've enjoyed least, but it is probably the most commercial. It's probably the best produced. It's probably the best written. So, yeah, I have to agree. I mean, it's not something I really enjoyed listening to from a personal taste point of view, but it is the best otherwise. So, yeah, number one.
All right, and Tom, what do you think?
This is really hard because I like number two. The mix was better, but commercial-wise, number one. I'd have to go with everybody and say number one.
All right, so I guess it's unanimous. We're going with song number one, Speak Slow by Little L1 as our MSI Song of the Week. And
can I?
Sure.
Oh, can I just say real quick, because I did find the information for this company. It is Secrets Film, and it's actually, the movie is called Secrets in the Snow, and it's from Every New Day Pictures, or Every New Day Pictures, Secrets in the Snow, and it's premiering April 14th. And you can go to the premiere if you want to. It's in the Varsity Theater in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. And if anybody's interested, they can just check out Spaceship Days. And then there's going to be a secondary screening on April 20th for anyone can RSVP to that. So, and then Bill, just real quick, Bill Hemp of Dymaxion Vehicle is going to be on Twitter Tuesday, this coming Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, actually. I know that Bill, in fact, I've seen him on the MSI site a couple of times before, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him on Twitter Tuesday Live.
Great. Good. Yeah.
So we do appreciate you being with us, Taylor. Thank you so much for being here, and we can't wait to have you on again.
Oh, thank you so much.
Anybody who wants to get a hold of me can get me through Tailfish. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, we certainly can.
If it's clear.
And I hope I've got your website right on the lower third, is tailfish.com as well.
Yeah, people can just call me directly.
Okay.
She's giving her phone number out on the show. What's going on? Take the clothes off, giving her phone number out.
It's all good. It's all good.
There you have it. So, Taylor, thanks once again, gentlemen. Thank you as always. And
What do we got next week, Rich?
We want to thank, first of all, everybody out in the audience for joining us as well. Now, next week, let me rack my brain and think about who we got next week. Ian, you're going to have to refresh it again.
We've got our old friend Dave Bryce returning next week.
Dave Bryce is up. Great.
Yep.
Ah, good.
Always look forward to having Dave on with us. And those of you not familiar with who Dave is, he's from the rock group Spider. Awesome stuff.
And he's a good friend of MSI. He's always there and ready to jump in or jump out, whichever.
But will he be wearing negligee on your show?
I doubt it.
I sincerely hope not.
And, you know, we're trying to keep him steered clear of the spandex as well. So, you know, but anyway, thanks again for being here. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thank you so much for having me.
And yeah, it's always a pleasure. So
definitely our pleasure.
We look forward to having you join us again next week. Again, Dave Bryce going to be our guest, coming to play out with Speak Slow by Little L1 on today's MSI. So enjoy, everyone. We'll see you again next week.
You cover me like a shadow here today, gone tomorrow. You smother me with your sorrow. Something blue, something new, big or borrow. With the noise all around, you hang on tight with your disdain. But when my world is upside down, you let me go and feed my pain. You tell me in a whisper, can't believe my cool plain sight, I just might, just to please her. With the noise all around, you hang on tight with your disdain. And when my world is upside down, let me go and feed my pain. When the noise is all around, you hang on tight with all your disdain. When my world is upside down,